to a podcast about something where each week we dive deep into whatever it is we find interesting. I'm your host, Calvin, and joining me from his tinfoil house, it's your co-host, Nick Richardson.
Fuck, I'm living in year 3020 with my tinfoil house. Fuck the tinfoil hat.
It's really hard to do a podcast from within, a remote podcast from within a tinfoil house. We get a lot of feedback. We get some alien messages, out on top of our recordings that I have to edit out. I really need you to move, but I get it. You're afraid of the aliens and the government spies and all that. I get it.
I mean, you can't put a price on privacy. It's cost me a lot of money, I will say, but there is that.
To build an entire house out of tinfoil and have it actually still standing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of structural issues. It took me I want to say at least 40,000 boxes of tinfoil, and every grocery store in town kept thinking, what the fuck, dude? I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah, you're banned from several Walmarts in the greater tri-state area.
Dude, it's Big Brother coming after me.
Big Brother, aliens, werewolves, Bigfoot, you name it, they're coming. Because we are talking about the craziest conspiracy theories we could find on the internet.
Yes. This was so fun.
Yeah. Really hard not to get dragged into the rabbit hole. I kept myself from it. I clicked a few links that I didn't want to and got dragged in some places that I didn't think I was going. Nick, on the other hand, he was not so lucky, and that is why he is now living in a tinfoil house. He's left the wife, left the baby. Everyone's gone. It's just him with a shotgun in a tinfoil house.
No, they're here. They're hanging out.
Oh, they came with you. Oh,
yeah, they're in a special room with extra tinfoil. I gotta protect the fam.
I got it. So we each found two outlandish or just crazy off-the-wall conspiracy theories. And, when I pitched it to you, I didn't want, the CIA was involved in the assassination of JFK. We need to go 5 steps further. Pizzagate, that doesn't cut it for this episode. I wanted, aliens invade Russia and tore down the Berlin Wall crazy. I didn't find that out there anywhere in the internet, but I bet it's there.
Oh, I'm sure it's there.
That's a thing I just made up off the top of my head, but I bet it's in there.
It's on a place called Reddit, my friend. I'm sure it's there.
And if it's not, somebody just listened to this and was like, wait, you know what? That did happen. I know it happened.
That someone made me.
Let me go put it on Reddit. Just to at least give us some credit for it. That's all I asked for.
Yeah, here I am. We're trying to get the mentions.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all that matters, really. So we've got 2 each. I'm going to let you go with yours first. What is your first conspiracy you found? We're jumping right into it.
Okay. This is my favorite conspiracy I found, and this is 30 steps deeper than, JFK got assassinated by the CIA.
It's what we want.
It took me, I was on the 4th page of Google and found a little blurb about it, and then went down another rabbit hole, and then went further down that rabbit hole.
The smallest blurb can lead down the deepest rabbit hole.
Well,
conspiracy theories.
What's weird is the where I found it was YouTube is where I found the actual video of the conspiracy theory being stated, and it had 2+ million views, but it was something that I had to do 14 clicks to really find.
Yeah. Any list that I found of crazy conspiracy theories, they'd all have 2 sentences on the conspiracy theory, but in those 2 sentences there's 4 links that you can follow that just go deeper and deeper.
Yeah, and this was one of them. So, I mean, it's actually relatively popular, but it's Alex Jones believes the government is putting chemicals in tap water to turn people gay.
Wait, that's a conspiracy theory?
That's a fucking conspiracy theory.
That's happening, man.
I mean...
That's what's going on. Dude. How else would they become gay?
He's like, that's why we have so many gay people. The fucking government. Gay moms! Man. So first off, I do not believe in the shit Alex Jones spews. I think he's borderline a sick man. He just loves the attention and the arguing. But he has outlandish conspiracy theories, and I just find him so funny. His outbursts, it's you little fucking man. It cracks me up.
Just yelling about absolutely everything for no reason. Nobody's making him angry. He just starts yelling at nothing. Always.
Oh my god, he goes bananas. And I wish I could play the YouTube video of him. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'll send the link to Calvin so we can put it in the description for you folks, because it's fucking hilarious. But in February 2017, Alex Jones basically posts a bit on InfoWars, talking about the government turning people gay and gay water and gay bombs. And it's kind of out of the blue, and I mean, it's less than 2 minutes, so it's really, really quick and just intense. He starts talking about soldiers being rewired, having PCP sprayed on them in Vietnam, like Jacob's Ladder. Like, he's literally
always
like,
get PCP involved.
Yeah, PCP are sprayed on Vietnam soldiers, Jacob's Ladder. And it's like, oh, okay, that's an intense movie. I feel you, buddy. And then he starts talking about, what's in the tap water, baby?
It's always
it's
weird.
A gay bomb.
All these conspiracy theories, they always link to like some random ass movie that barely anybody's seen, but it's like they put it in that movie. Hollywood, the Illuminati, they put it in that movie so that it was their secret way of letting everyone know what's going on. It's like, if these people are doing that, they're not putting it in a fucking movie.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna be like, hey, check this out. What's up? But he is. I think that kind of lends to the fact of how unhinged he is at the moment, at least, and out there. Because I mean, he is screaming, like his eyeballs are popping out of his fucking head, and he's going in on, I don't want to be judged about not liking gay people, and he proceeds to mention the chemicals in the water, and straight up goes, I don't like that they're turning the frickin' frogs gay. I'm sick of being socially engineered. It's not funny. And it's just...
So it's not only the people, the frogs are also gay.
The frog, it's
so
from the runoff.
So it's hurting our frog population now.
Yeah, it's animal cruelty. It's from the runoff, from the rain and tap water that are turning people gay. So
how does he
explain
gayness. The rise in... I don't want to say the rise in gay people, but the rise in the prevalence of, LGBTQ community in other countries? Are all of the governments doing this? Obviously.
Yeah, the first world, the world order, bro.
That's true.
Yeah, they're all in
the final order.
Yeah, Kylo, he's out here trying to turn everyone gay. That sick bastard, or Palpatine, more so.
He can be the only one with Rey. That's why.
Yeah. So you guys better not hit on any of my girl. None of you hit on my girl. But he literally, in this, while he's talking about this theory, goes, as he's hitting paper on a desk. So, I mean, this dude's probably 40 while he's doing this. And
yeah,
that just kind of lends it to, the just straight outlandish nature of him claiming that the government is taking their time and money and resources to turn people gay. I know it was probably thrown out there, some dude in a meeting was like, yeah, let's turn someone gay with a bomb.
Yeah, how does that even come up in a official government? I guess it would have to be an unofficial government meeting.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'd know about it. Yeah, because it's got to be deep state.
Yeah. Dudes talk about weird shit.
Let's turn some people gay. We got nothing better. How does that benefit the final order government also? In what way does having more gay people benefit literally anyone other than the gay people that already exist, because they'd have more potential mates?
Well, his point was they can't have children, which it's just like, I mean, that would be a really slow and backward ass way of population control.
Yeah. And I mean, they can.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, science is pretty
the gay men
crazy.
can team up with the gay women and, donate some things back and forth if they really wanted to take over the world.
Yeah, I'll trade you a couple of these for a couple of that. Let's have a baby. But yeah,
exactly.
That is my first and probably my favorite outlandish conspiracy theory, mostly because of the delivery of Alex Jones. And I mean,
so how long has he been spewing this particular conspiracy? When did this video go up?
February 2017 is what I found.
That's only got 2 years behind it. Almost 3. That's not too bad.
But it had 2.5 million views. 2.5 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And then like another 5 million on another video.
In your opinion, what's the dumbest aspect of this?
That the government would take time and money to turn people gay. With basically water. And the fact that
seems
Alex
like there'd
Jones
be a better way
it,
too, right?
I don't know. I mean,
because you'd have unintended side effects. Like, people you don't want to turn gay would drink the water.
Yeah, I mean, what if the guy who enacted the plan to turn everyone, gay, ended up also turning gay.
What if people who are already gay, it reversed them and now they're straight? There goes your whole conspiracy.
Damn! Oh fuck!
I broke this thing wide open.
Oh my god!
I'm with you there. This one, you don't even like. Usually with conspiracy theories, you have to pull a few threads for things to start falling apart. This one, like, you don't even have to touch it for it to fall apart. Like it doesn't make sense from the jump. There would be no reason for anyone to spend any amount of time, first of all, with the idea of, well, like, yeah, let's turn people gay. Second of all, with the logistics of how the hell do you even do it? How do you turn someone gay?
Yeah, that'd be a pretty tough situation. But I mean,
what are the exact chemicals, and how did you discover that those exact chemicals turn people gay?
A lot of trying to turn people gay, I guess.
Yeah. Where are the clinical trials for these?
If that's possible.
Substances?
But it's something that people believe it, and it's something. I mean, this guy believes it. He's a pretty influential cat, and he wholeheartedly believes.
I don't think he believes any of the shit he spews.
Really?
He just makes random shit up and screams so people watch it, and he makes money. And then people buy his shitty supplements, and he makes more money.
He has supplements?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
can't believe you didn't see ads for him while you were on his video.
Dude, he is a literal human potato, and he's trying to sell supplements. Are you serious?
Yeah. He's got like vitamin supplements. He's got
Stay healthy with
testosterone supplements. You know, because only real men need testosterone supplements. He's got all kinds
fucking
of stuff.
Low blow, Calvin. Low blow. I want to see you guys talk to each other. That'd be fucking hilarious. Oh my god, I would pay tens of dollars for that.
Alex Jones, anytime you're invited on the podcast. If you pick this up, you know, you're welcome to debate me about your shit you spew.
You're gonna have a fucking van outside your house for the next 20 days just
Infowars
watching you.
Just gonna be well. So and that's I work with a guy that lives down the road from me, and he is like all in on the MAGA stuff, all in on Alex Jones, all this bullshit. He would have a field day. He'd be at my house. He's never even been to my house. We work together. He lives down the road, and like I'm good with that. I don't need my coworkers at my house. But like, yeah, he'd be all over it then. Oh, my favorite person, sir.
Yeah. Hey, you know, he would grab you. You know, he'd grab you by the shoulders
red hat
and
and everything.
You haven't been drinking the water, have you? The tap water. Slaps you a couple times.
Always get a Brita. That's it. That's the key. It's
turns towards the
Brita is like also owned by the government, and so they're trying to turn you gay in order to sell Brita filters to the populace, right? That's got to be it.
Trying to make that money. It's Nestle, bro. Nestle.
That's probably not what it is. It's probably that Alex Jones has his own shitty water filter out there that, like, after this video, he wants to sell you the shitty water filter. This is the anti-gay filter.
Yeah.
You don't want to get gay.
9
get
payments
this filter.
of $12.99. Yeah. Only through one of 6 major credit cards.
for a filter. Yeah.
Yeah, the Alex Jones credit card. It won't turn you gay.
Comes in manly black, and that's it.
Yeah, just matte black.
With black writing and a black magnetic strip. You can't even tell it's a real credit card.
Yeah, don't put it in your pocket with your phone.
That's what I was going to next, the Entertainment 720 business card.
720.
It's a super powerful magnet. Stay tuned next week, everyone.
Back me up.
DJ Blunt is going to be in the building.
In the building!
So the last part of this is, do you think it's possible, or at least what percentage possible is it that the government is turning our water gay? Is the water gay? I'm so confused. I can't keep it straight.
Hearing you fucking ask me that out loud, dude, is bananas. When I was working on this outline, I was in a really defeated mood. I'd actually just listened to like a horrible series of podcasts by someone I don't really remember, but it was really depressing, and I'm like,
it's probably the 10ish podcast. I can see how that would take you down real fast.
I don't know.
Just kidding. We love the 10ish podcast. You should listen to them.
It was something about creepy ass dudes standing in windows and being, yeah. It was a true crime, and I was interested in it, but it got me in a weird place, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't know. You know, I think the government can do some pretty weird shit, man. Maybe 25%. I don't know. That's
pretty high.
That's pretty high. I personally, I don't really have an opinion on how people are gay. Like, it's just, you know, it's one of them things. And I don't really know the first thing about how would you go about getting away with that, like actually bringing that to fruition.
I mean, the government's gotten away with some pretty shit for a long time. It usually ends up coming to light. I was reading something the other day on Cracked about like all these.
Definitely the most, real information.
Oh well, yeah, absolutely.
I fucking love
Cracked, but it was like all these basically human trials that the government's participated in that
they do
they got away
shit,
with
man.
for a certain time.
If you could figure out how to manipulate that, then I'm sure the government has tried, maybe figured it out. Maybe we're just not there yet. I don't fucking know. That's why I kind of put it at 25%, because it's one of those that's murky. It's like, how badly do they want to try to turn people gay? I mean, if the government, really, if they want it as bad as they want that oil.
So something that's always interested me is NBA superstar. I'll put superstar in heavy quotes. Twins, Jason and Jarron Collins.
I don't even know who the fuck they are.
They went to Stanford, and they both played in the NBA for 10 to 15 years in the early 2000s to like the early 2010s.
They are way more accomplished than me.
They're big dudes, both, over 7 feet. Well, obviously they're twins.
Jesus,
but I want to say in like 2012, 2013-ish, one of them came out as gay, Jason. And he was no longer an active roster, so it was kind of like this. He got signed the next year. He was technically one of the first openly gay players, in a major sport. And I'm wondering why aren't we studying those twins? Because twins are supposed to be biologically identical, right? And I mean, maybe they've been offered to participate in studies and they've declined because they don't want to be lab rats. I get that, but like at the same time, like, why aren't there more twin studies out there?
Oh, dude, I'm sure there's been every twin study in the book, but when you have
any little difference between twins, you should be able to track at that point. And I know there was the documentary that came out, I think last year, or the year before, 3 Identical Strangers. This was brought up in that Cracked article I read too, where there was some doctor, some German doctor, splitting up Jewish multiples in the 80s, I want to say, late 70s, 80s. And so they split them up at birth, not tell anyone involved, and then they observed them for the next 30 years. And the documentary is based on a set of triplets who, like, one of them went to college and like saw a picture of himself, basically, which was because they all lived in New York City. So it's like you can get lost in a sea in New York City, but it's also like super small and tight knit if you want it to be. It's like he sees this picture of himself that's clearly not him, and he tracks the guy down, and it turns out to be his twin. And then like somebody wrote up an article on them, and the third one found them through the article. So like I know they've done study. That was a completely unethical study that was done on twins because nobody was informed of it.
Yeah, it's pretty bogus.
But like I'm super interested in like how twins become different.
That is a really interesting
and like
question.
If there was a quote unquote gay gene, like study these Collins twins. Come on, there's got to be an answer there, right?
I'm sure, and that would
because one is gay and one is not.
That puts a lot of holes.
Once Jason came out, Jarron didn't come out and say, "Oh yeah, I am too. We're exactly alike." Still, he was like, "Nah, I'm straight. He's gay. I've always known." Blah blah blah, and life went on. Nobody made a big deal of it.
That'd be really hard.
You'd never even heard of it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'd be really hard to quantify though, in the sense like you can't quantify all their experiences. You know what I mean? Like that's just so much data.
But they
go through. But
they had a lot of the same experiences. Right,
well, I'm sure they
went to the same elementary school, went to the same high school, they went to the same college, they played in the NBA. Like every step of their life, they were side by side. So you can kind of take the nature versus nurture part of it. You can see if there's any genetic differences, things like that. So I just thought that would be a cool thing to look into. And maybe people have tried and they just don't want to be a part of it. Also, fun fact about the Collins twins: they went to high school with Vanilla Thunder himself, Jason Segel.
Ew. That's I don't know. I'm really intrigued by this now.
By Jason Segel?
Yeah, because you called him Vanilla Thunder.
Do you not watch How I Met Your Mother?
I watched it. I watched through the whole series once, and then it was one of those where I was just like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was like one of the nicknames he called himself.
I'm gonna use that from now on.
Vanilla Thunder.
TM.
It's a good nickname. All right, let's move on to mine. And this blows yours out of the water. I don't have Alex Jones back in it, so I'm sorry about that.
How does this... I mean, you gotta hit me with something great, brother.
Saved by the Bell, the television show, is a vehicle for the Illuminati. As is everything. Spell this out. You know.
Yeah, the Illuminati are fucking everywhere. Let me just say that. People.
So, just some highlights of what I read and how Saved by the Bell is, linked to the Illuminati. It's produced by the Illuminati-riddled Disney company, obviously. And the original pilot was called Good Morning, Miss Bliss, and it was set at JFK High School, which, I mean, you set something at JFK High School, you're just begging for conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah. What are they trying to say, bro? Trying to take everybody out.
Zach Morris gets accepted to Yale when he graduates. Home of the Illuminati Secret Society Skull and Bones. So, just being a part of that college.
Where George H.W. Bush was a member.
I thought it was George W. Bush.
I think they were both members.
I think they were too.
Oh my
God. All right. Here's where it's really going to blow your mind.
Hit me.
There's a separate conspiracy theory that Mark Paul Gosselaar, Zach Morris, and Paul Walker are the same person. And this is where I almost got swept into the rabbit hole, because this is like, okay, I got to go look at that one now.
Huh. Let me see how that happens.
And so because they're the same person, obviously the Illuminati is controlling both of their careers. And to further link this, go one step further here. Paul Walker was in a movie called The Skulls, and in that movie, he was a part of the fraternity Skull and Bones at Yale. And because, him and Mark Paul Gosselaar are the same person, dun dun dun,
dun, dun, dun.
It's a cover-up. Oh, and then, so in this article I'm reading, they have a picture of Paul Walker and Mark Paul Gosselaar side by side, and they look like a little like, but not really at all. Like, they tried to pick the pictures that look closest, and it's still like, no, those are two completely different people.
It's completely obvious.
And I'm sorry to tell you, but Mark Paul Gosselaar could never pull off Brian O'Connor. It's not happening. He's not in my Fast and Furious universe. And then, so there's another rumor that circulated in 1993 that Mark Paul Gosselaar and Mario Lopez died in a car accident, main time the show was going on there in 1993, and obviously they were replaced by lizard people at that point.
Oh my God.
And then we have some falls from grace after the show is over. Dustin Diamond kind of went off the rails, starred in a porno, wrote a tell-all book. Elizabeth Berkley was in Showgirls, which obviously that means she's in the Illuminati. And there's some claim, and this is obviously not sourced anywhere in the article I read, that Disney stars get doses of mind control and they break down over time. So apparently this leads to, generally stable and lucrative careers for 4 out of the 6 main characters from this show. But, Dustin Diamond went crazy, and Elizabeth Berkley is just a shitty actress who was in a shitty movie and then never did anything else. So clearly that's mind control.
It's the government, dude. It's government controlling Disney, who controls them.
And here's where it really takes a turn. Here's where you're going to start believing it. There's no way you're getting out of this. Lark Voorhees plays Lisa Turtle. Flashed the 666 hand signal, which is like the OK sign, turned upright. Not down. That's the white power symbol. Everybody knows that. If it's turned upright, that's the 666 mark of the devil's hand signal. In a promotional photograph for the show. And, I don't know that this is actually the devil's symbol. I think she's just ahead of the curve here and is linked to the white power movement. She was probably just ahead of her time there. And this isn't a normal thing teenagers in the 90s did at all. No one ever put that sign up for any reason in the 90s.
Isn't that like
other than
basically an OK
they're devil
sign?
worshippers? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Don't ruin this conspiracy now.
Dude, I'm sorry, I'm following you. I mean, she's totally,
So wait, there's more. Another promotional photo. There's almost the shape of a pyramid behind her.
Almost?
Almost.
Like how almost, dude? Like 90% almost, or 30%?
No, it's like
almost?
40%.
40% almost?
It's like, it's clearly a triangle behind her, but most of the triangle is cut out. And as we all know, the triangle is the universal symbol for Illuminati, right? Third eye, all that bullshit.
I'm gonna have to see proof, bro. Yeah, I don't even know.
I'll link the article. Everybody can go look at it because all these promotional photos are there in the link.
So awesome.
I can't I can't show them all, but then there was the character Max. Do we remember Max? He ran the Max, the restaurant that everyone hung out at. Did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Nope.
Oh man. All right. Well, so there's Max for the listeners. And I know you're not following me, but for the listeners who obviously watched it,
I know who basically the names of the characters and stuff like that from massive.
You probably don't know Max. He was like a side character. They saw him every once in a while at this restaurant they frequented. So he was a magician on the show, and he ran this restaurant. And clearly, he's a magician because the Illuminati believe in magic.
Is he like their, Grand Wizard?
I guess. I don't know. And then, so in Dustin Diamond's tell-all book that he put out in like 09, 010, somewhere in there, he claims Ed Alonzo, who played Max, spent an inordinate amount of time with Neil Patrick Harris and were always, quote-unquote, going away to perform magic with each other, ... It wasn't until years later NPH announced that he was gay. So I want to point out that this quote that they cited in this conspiracy article was cited to 11points.com. An article on 11points.com, which 11points.com is a site that I have followed since like 2009. And it's just a comedy site where this guy puts together lists of random ass things, top 11 lists of random ass things. And this one happened to be, it was scandalous Saved by the Bell revelations from Dustin Diamond's book. So all he did was quote this. They went away to perform magic. And this guy from the conspiracy article takes this quote from 11points.com, which is, again, completely just random comedy website, not trying to break any conspiracies, and says, obviously, they were going away to perform magic. That means Ed Alonzo turned Neil Patrick Harris gay with Illuminati sex magic. Homosexuality, to be precise.
You will be gay.
So this guy turned Neil Patrick Harris gay. Because it wasn't until later that Neil Patrick Harris came out as gay.
Dude, he fucking gave him the tap water. Him and Alex Jones.
The tap water, that's right.
The future Alex Jones came back. He's
Ed Alonzo has taken him back and given him the Illuminati sex magic water.
Yeah, don't drink this
into our tap water now.
Give it to that little white boy over there.
I've got 3 more points. On the cover art for the official Saved by the Bell soundtrack, there are 3 6s. Well, we all know what that means. 666, sign of the devil, right?
Sign of the devil!
Except that in the article, they show a picture of this soundtrack cover, and they aren't even close to 6s. They're swirls with like 5 rings of swirls, right? Which, again, this is just a goofy 90s design swirl. It's not like
the 90s
these swirls were all over everything in the 90s.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So not only are they not 6s, there's 4 of them, not 3. And 3 of the 4 are cut off more than 40% within the cover art. So they're not even trying to make their 6s at all.
Yeah, they weren't sitting back like, hey, we should really put 666 on this.
Because this is all, we're sharing the Illuminati with the world.
Ew.
Now here's where it gets creepy. And, I started to actually fall for it here. If you play the intro, which is a great intro, by the way, you play it backwards, you get satanic messages. Now, I got a YouTube video linked. I'll put it in the comments. But basically, you put it backwards, and it says, "Man, I miss my Satan. We're all saved," over and over again.
Man, I miss my Satan. We're all saved.
Yeah, just like that. It's exactly like that.
I mean, that's what I would totally say.
How do people discover this shit? In what world are you just like sitting there and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw in all my old 90s family sitcom intros, but I'm going to do them backwards today. Like, that's a fun day for someone. Like, who is playing these things backwards to find this information?
Insomniacs and people that smoke way too much weed. Like, someone like Pete Davidson. Yeah. I bet that dude
he's probably the one that uploaded the video. That video is from January 2008. My last piece of evidence here is there's a screenshot from an episode which someone shared. What like the guy who wrote the article made an edit to his article. It was a last minute change. Somebody submitted this photo. The characters in the photo are wearing the occult symbol of duality with Freemasonry black and white pattern on their shirts. Except the sweatshirt is like gray. And then they have chessboards on them. So it's like a black and gray alternating square, like a chessboard. Makes perfect sense. And then also, Dustin Diamond is flashing the Horns of Moloch symbol which the horns of Moloch is basically the hook 'em horns hand gesture. So I'm guessing now that everyone at the University of Texas is a Freemason as well.
Fuck yeah, dude. You already
obviously.
know.
But so Screech is supposedly doing this in the screenshot, but like if you actually look at the picture for more than, I don't know, half a second, you see that his hands are actually fists, like everyone else's in the pictures, and it's just like this trick of the light where other people's hands are filling in the gaps behind his, kind of making him look like he's doing hook 'em horns instead of, Black Power fist. Which it's not like they're like, I don't know, they're doing this weird dance or something. It was just a screenshot. I can't tell what they're doing. And then there's a 666 gesture from the coach again. Again, this is just super something everyone did in the 90s, especially coaches. Coaches love saying okay and throwing it up.
Yeah, running up the point. Yeah,
go. 90s coaches were the worst.
Yeah, that was when, spanking, because everyone used to spank each other's asses, kind of became like a no-no, so they would just hit you with one of those, like, yeah, buddy, woo.
Yeah. So like I said, that the backwards video that was uploaded in 2008, but the theory as a whole looks like it was posted in 2014. It was popularized by this guy Isaac Weishaupt on IlluminatiWatcher.com.
Sounds like a scrub.
He's the author of The Dark Path. He's no scrub. Top 5% of Amazon bestsellers, The Dark Path. He has been on the leading edge of conspiracy theories surrounding Illuminati and its infiltration of the entertainment industry. He also is the host of Conspiracy Theories and Unpopular Culture podcast. So we got another guest right there. Come on. We got you. You and Alex Jones can come together.
Yeah, please do. That'd be
We can talk about how Ed Alonzo fed Alex Jones's gay water to Neil Patrick Harris. It all ties together.
Here, drink this. Drink this gay water. I mean, this delicious water. Just have some of that, buddy. Thanks. I'm so thirsty.
And honestly, they're just taking some huge leaps in logic on this one. Like, there was not one point when I was reading through this article where, like, I was just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's totally.
Yeah, maybe, okay. Like, because when you're reading a conspiracy, like, you stop and think, like, yeah, maybe I could see that, but that didn't happen. Even, like, the video with the backwards intro, it doesn't sound like they turned the intro backwards. It sounds like they turned the music backwards, and then someone recorded themselves saying, like, "Miss my Satan, we're all saved," but they said it backwards and then flipped that around, so it was said forward, but they put it over the backwards track. Like, it seems like they reverse engineered all this work, and then they just laid it on top of the music. It does not sound like a literal backwards playing of a track.
How do you know, bro?
I mean, yeah, I guess. And it's just like they're just reaching super far to get the Hollywood is full of pedophiles and rapists into their conspiracy theory BS, right? Like, they're just like, here's a show people like. Let's try and jump through a million hoops to make it seem like everyone's fucking crazy.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
What? Yeah, we'll get to that.
What?
And like all the points they make, like they're not even full connections. It's like you take one thing and you connect it to this other completely unrelated thing, and then that connects to a different completely unrelated thing, and then you throw in Charlie Day with his fucking strings all over the place, and you mix all three things up and turn in a circle, and then it finally connects to the Illuminati, but really only if it's Saturday in March when the sun is going down but not quite all the way down yet. Then the Illuminati's involved.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot of time in weird places.
Right. And to me, if you have to jump through that many hoops to make sense of it, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, fuck all that.
So I want to give the dumbest aspect of this, because I left it out above. And I left it out above so I could hammer it home here. The Brotherhood of the Bell is a film which details a secret society known as the Bell. The film depicts a successful economics professor who discovers that an elite fraternity he joined as an undergrad is really a callous banking and business cabal that obtains wealth and power for its members through nefarious practices. Basically, it's a movie about the Illuminati conspiracy theorists claims what Skull and Bones is, right?
The Bell is the wackest name fucking ever, dude. Oh my
God. That's a terrible name. If you're gonna have a cult, you gotta name it something better.
Ring a ding ding.
But
bitch.
The show is called Saved by the Bell.
Oh,
duh! How did you not see it before,
dude? What?
The Bell cult is literally saving these kids in this school and anyone who watches the show.
With bells. Ring-a-ding-ding, bitch.
So yeah, that's the dumbest thing I could find on it, is like that this super obscure movie. Like I said, like you said in yours, there was Jacob's Ladder, he's attaching Jacob's Ladder to it, which like 15 people have seen. The Brotherhood of the Bell, I think like maybe 6 people have seen, probably. I've never even heard of it.
So what exactly are they doing for these kids?
I don't know. I don't know what the Illuminati is doing for the kids or what message the Illuminati is spreading to me as a viewer. But the Illuminati is behind the show altogether, right?
Okay. I'm with you 100%.
It doesn't matter that anybody's actually receiving from it. But Illuminati just has to have their hands in it, especially because Disney runs it.
I mean, they'll make money somehow.
I gave this a 4% possibility.
4%? Oof, that's increasingly lower than mine.
I can't give it a 0. I would like to give it a 0, but that's not fun, first of all. And second of all, crazier things than this have happened. And maybe there are parts of it that maybe really, if you stretched them thin, could be true. I'm looking at you, Dustin Diamond. But there's just no way. And this is the most important thing that anyone takes away. There's no way that I will ever believe that Paul Walker and Mark Paul Gosselaar are the same person, because that means we never actually had to lose Brian O'Connor. And if that's the case, I'm taking on the whole Illuminati. I'm taking them down for making me have to live without Brian O'Connor in my last 3 movies, rather than just replacing him with his supposed body double. Like, they're the same person. Paul Walker died, Mark Paul Gosselaar didn't. Get him in those movies.
Right fucking now, and you'll do it
Come
with
on,
Cars.
Illuminati. Yeah, if Fast and Furious 9 does not star Mark Paul Gosselaar as Brian O'Connor, I know this whole Saved by the Bell thing, it's not even real.
It's not even real. And shit will happen.
Illuminati, I'm talking to you. I know you're listening. Get me Brian O'Connor back.
You will lose my business if you don't.
Well, the Illuminati will. Fast and Furious won't. Oh, I'm ride or die for Fast.
Ride or die, baby. Ride or die.
So let's go to Twitter.
Twitter.
Always a great place for conspiracies.
Oh my god, Twitter is the perfect place for conspiracies.
So we asked, what's the craziest conspiracy theory you have ever heard on Twitter, with a poll, as usual. And we got some good answers.
Got some great answers.
The options were... option 1 was Avril Lavigne is a clone, which is a real conspiracy theory out there. I almost dove into that one, but I chose the Saved by the Bell thing instead.
Yeah, so fuck it.
Finland doesn't exist. That's another one that is real.
I found that one in my travels.
Yeah, I didn't want to dive into that. JFK was killed by werewolves. That one I just made up. I thought it was funny. That actually won our poll. 32.8% think JFK was killed by werewolves.
And I
just made that up. Huh. I don't know that people believe it, or they just think it's the craziest thing they've heard.
What do you know, Cal?
Fair.
Huh? What do you know?
I know a lot about werewolves, man.
Did you kill JFK?
Me and my werewolf brethren did, yeah. Fenrir Greyback, he and I, we got him.
And you attacked Harry Potter? Oh my god.
Yeah, this was way before Harry Potter.
Okay.
Like, JFK was the actual first chosen one, and we took care of him in the way we should have, and then this fucking Harry Potter kid comes along, and we just can't handle him.
Yeah. What a bitch.
Avril Lavigne is a clone, got 31% of the vote. Finland doesn't exist, got 19% of the vote, which, like, Finland doesn't exist. That's really crazy. Avril Lavigne's a clone is pretty crazy, but Finland doesn't exist. Like, you can't just make up a whole fucking country.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People would have to be in on that. That's the problem with a lot of these crazy conspiracy theories, is, like, they take literally no polling to unravel.
You ever seen The Truman Show, bro? Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying, bro. Just saying.
But that's not a country. Like, literally anyone who's ever said, yeah, I went to Finland, you have to brainwash them into whatever the hell you're brainwashing for Finland not to be real.
They probably have, like, the same amount of people as they did in The Truman Show as they do in Finland. It's cold there.
Yeah, in Finland, but people visit Finland. I think.
Name one person.
I don't know. Get at me if you've ever gone to Finland. At APA something on Twitter. Yeah. I know you're out there, Finlanders.
Finlanders.
So we asked, what are some other crazy conspiracy theories? Professor Labs at Joe T. Labs. Hashtag Epstein killed himself. We're not going to get into that here. We're just not going to. Rob at Heat Override. I have a ton of theories. 9/11, aliens, the Illuminati, the church, and of course Hollywood elites. That's just wrap them all together right there, right? 143 at Breaker6696. My mom is having sex with Ben from at Drinks with Josh. I don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I've heard 143's mom having sex with Ben. So yeah, that's proven. You're good there.
Damn.
The Harper, Michelle Obama is a man, which that was all over my research. I saw it go one step further on that Michelle Obama is a man and he or she apparently killed Joan Rivers because Joan Rivers tried to out Michelle Obama as a man.
Yeah.
Weird stuff on the internet.
She totally fucking did. You already know. I
mean, the Bobby Cuoto show at Bobby_Cuoto. The Jamie Lee Curtis was born a male. I don't know way. That's that crazy.
Jamie Lee
I've
Curtis
never heard
was
that.
Thick as fuck. Let me just say that.
That's because she was a man. Where do you think all that extra muscle comes from?
I must have been drinking way too much tap water. And getting hit with the rain. That's so. Because goddamn, Jamie Lee Curtis looked fine.
I mean, I just think you can fight crazier things than that. That someone is a woman was a man. Come
on. Oh yeah, I mean that's.
Apex Live at Apex Live Podcast. Oswald acted alone. A lot of people think that Lee Harvey Oswald, he's not the only one there. Again, that's not even in the realm of crazy. Everyone's in on that for the most part.
Dude, I've been to the grassy knoll. That motherfucker did it alone.
You think
did it
so?
Alone. Claiming it.
I've never gone too deep into the JFK conspiracies.
When you're there, there's nothing else to do.
Well, I could see that.
Whoa. And there's, 50 people just hounding the shit out of you about JFK. So it's like, okay, I'll buy
it. Surf Kook 006 at Surf Kook 006. The royal family are reptiles. Again, 100% true.
Yeah, totally. Look at him.
Yeah, exactly. My eyes can tell me that. John Oxley at Oxos Base. Elvis is alive. Again, true. He's hanging out with Tupac.
Yeah, those dudes, you already know, are making music. They're going to drop
It'd be a killer jam session.
albums here in 6 months.
It's going to be like that Wu-Tang special album where they only sold one. That's going to be the Tupac Elvis album.
Pharma Bro. That's what he's going to do. He's going to get out of jail and buy their album.
Wish Pharma Bro didn't buy it. Literally anyone else.
Yeah.
Susan Faye at Sue Faye 59. A conspiracy theory I believe to be true. The Denver airport is a hub for the Illuminati. I've heard a lot on that.
I have too.
There's a lot of weird goings on in the Denver airport. That's for sure.
They had an episode on the No Sleep podcast about that, and it actually was more believable than most of the theories I've heard.
There's just that one has so much that goes into it too.
It's got a lot of weird shit there, though.
Yeah,
I will say I've been there. It's got a lot of weird.
I don't think I've ever flown into Denver. I'm not sure that I want to.
It's odd. I knew about the theories before I had gone there, so it was something where I was.
So you're like paying attention.
Yeah.
And the murals are all weird. Like I've seen pictures of the murals and the horse statue and all that. Yeah, it's an odd place. And that's why Tim Tebow can't get a job in the NFL still.
Yeah, he was in Colorado. You walk down the block, it's like, ooh, I'm fucking baked. Thanks, guy on the sidewalk.
All right, so thank you for everyone who participated in the Twitter poll. That's at APA something. Usually every Wednesday we will put a poll pertaining to what we're talking about. Give shout outs to whoever wants to participate. Thank you for participating. Cool.
Definitely. We love it when you guys do. It's awesome. We're sorry we didn't do one last week. We're glad you participated this week.
Fuck it.
I'm super sorry, bro. Super sorry.
Nick is sorry. I couldn't care less.
Sorry as fuck.
All right, so what do you got for your second theory?
All right, my second one is gonna be a super quick one, but it's something that is near and dear to my heart. Jimi Hendrix is my all-time favorite artist. I love his music. Died too young. He's a poor bastard.
Drank too much gay water, man.
He died from the gay water.
He's probably hanging out on the set of Saved by the Bell with Ed Alonzo too.
Dude, it's fucking all the playing magic together. Playing magic, I'm sorry.
They're quote unquote together. Going away to do magic, yes.
Yeah, not play Magic the Gathering. So
they might have been doing that too, man. It was the 90s. Magic the Gathering was big.
I mean, that was big time. Those cards are worth a lot now.
Yeah.
But Jimi Hendrix, supposedly, a lot of people don't know how he died necessarily, but the story is in 1970, September 18th, 1970 specifically. I remember this actually off the top of my head. Love Hendrix. But he took some sleeping pills in Germany, which has a different, rating for their intensity for pills. and drank a bunch of wine, and fell asleep, choked on his own vomit. But the conspiracy theory is that he was actually killed by his
Dun,
manager,
dun, dun.
Michael Jeffrey, who
Fuck
has
that
two
guy.
first names.
Yeah, anybody with 2 first names, like, you gotta watch out.
Don't fucking trust him. He murdered the fuck out of him.
Ricky Bobby, come on.
But the manager had $2 million life insurance policy where he was the benefactor on Hendrix. And apparently Hendrix was thinking of leaving him, so he said, I gotta fucking kill you.
Basically, the ultimate "you can't fire me, I quit" shit there.
Yeah, and you're
you die.
$2 million. But this came to light in June 2009 in a tell-all book from a roadie named James Tappy Wright, actually. He just happened to have, a drink with old Jeffrey back in 1971 and just now decided to let it rip, but it's out there.
I mean, I casually admit to all my murders over drinks too. So
yeah,
that makes sense.
This was 2 years before, 2 years before Jeffrey died in a plane crash. So there's that. The timing. He just had to get this off his chest. He knew he was gonna die.
Well, yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Alonzo was probably after him, man.
Yeah, that poor bastard. That poor bastard.
So, I'm with you there. Like, why did the roadie, if the guy who supposedly did the murdering died 2 years after he did the murdering, why not just say it then? Why wait until the 90s in your tell-all book? Write your tell-all book in the 70s.
I mean, he's on his deathbed.
Does this guy really have that much else to tell? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, did you read the book?
No, I did not.
No one did.
I did not. No one probably did.
If you read Tappy's tell-all book, let us know on Twitter.
Yeah, let us know if his name is Tappy on the cover, too.
Was there anything of import other than, this guy admitted that he killed Jimi Hendrix?
Day 10,872. No. I took my 10,872nd shit, and then I killed Hendrix.
So, why do you feel this is outlandish, that the manager killed him?
Because part of me, my rational side, is like, Jimi Hendrix was a big-time drug addict. That dude crashed, like, literally 50 Corvettes. Because he was all
very
fucked
easy
up all the time.
For a drug addict to kill themselves with drugs.
Yeah, super
without
easy.
Having anyone else intervene.
Especially when you're in a foreign country with random medicine that you don't really know what's in it, and then you drink a bunch of alcohol on top of that and go to sleep. Yeah, there you go.
I saw this. Basically, the same thing happened with Janis Joplin. Her manager had taken out an insurance policy on her, and then she died somewhat recently after. And, he became the benefactor of that. And, like, I think as a manager, when these musicians, they have no family, they don't really have friends other than the other band members, right? Not close friends that would benefit from having a life insurance policy on them. These managers are kind of watching their own ass, because if this person dies, they're out on their ass, right? They have no job anymore. Their job is with the relationship with this person, so that money that they take out on a life insurance policy, that they're covering their own ass to go to the next, until they can get to the next thing.
Next meal ticket.
Exactly. Or the insurance policy just is their meal ticket at that point. What's the dumbest part of this?
That he would fucking tell someone, like,
yeah,
dude, why? If you actually got away with killing Jimi Hendrix, got $2 million, didn't have to worry about it, and then you started telling a fucking roadie? Like, who the fuck is this guy?
A roadie named Tappy. Come on.
Yeah, come on. It's like, Tappy, listen to me, buddy. I gotta tell you something serious. I fucking killed Jimmy.
That's a bad look.
I don't see that happening. I just don't.
So, what percentage believability do you give to this?
Dude, like 70%.
So it's crazy. No way it happened is dumb, but yeah, I totally think.
I mean, if fucking people have killed people for less.
Yeah.
I'm a very, I have a lot of skeptic traits in me.
Out of the 4 things that we're going to cover, that's the most likely, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, he was a ticking time bomb, and shit, people have killed people for less. If you're going to lose your meal ticket, especially, and you're gonna lose your meal ticket, or you get $2 million back in 1971.
And you can mostly get away with it because, like you said, he's a drug addict.
Yeah, the probability of that is quite high.
Right. That eventually he's gonna overdose on something.
Yeah, it was a matter of time with Hendrix. That dude was into some dangerous shit.
All right, so I really probably should have saved the Saved by Bell for the last, because that was the craziest thing, one of the craziest things I've ever read. But as I was reading through this next one, it seemed crazier than meets the eye, and I'll talk about that once I get to the end of it. But this theory is that the Israeli government has a pack of evil GPS-enabled sharks that they use against their enemies.
Really?
Frickin' laser beams on their frickin' heads.
Frickin' laser beams on their frickin' heads.
There are no laser beams on heads. So basically, after a series of shark attacks off the east coast of Egypt in 2010, a South Sinai official, Governor Mohammed Abdul Fadil Shusha, blamed Israel's government. He was quoted as saying, "What is being said about the Mossad throwing the deadly shark into the Red Sea to hit tourism in Egypt is not out of the question, but it needs time to confirm." So they basically think that Israel is throwing these sharks into the Red Sea closer to the Egyptian shore, so people will stop being tourists in Egypt.
Yeah, here you go. Have some sharks.
The Israeli officials dismiss the notion as ludicrous. There have apparently been 39 recorded shark attacks in Egypt since 1827.
Oh my god, are you serious? Since 1827?
Yeah.
That is a pretty minimal amount of shark attacks when you think about it.
So after the 2010 ones, a captain named Mustafa Ismail, introduced as a famous diver, alleged that the GPS tracking device found on one of the sharks was in fact a guiding device planted by Israeli agents. And now there's some credence to this because Israel has been known for its menagerie of spy animals. They've had vultures, bee eaters, kestrels, eagles, boars, pigs, rats, dolphins, and obviously sharks.
No shit, they've had all that stuff?
There are claims that they've had all that stuff.
Oh.
I'm sure we could get into a deep conspiracy about each and every one of them.
I would hope so.
One of those will come back up within this one, though. And, like I said, it came about after this 2010 attack. The Egyptian South Sinai governor really gave credence to it when he was in the media talking about, like, yeah, I think that should happen. Because first the captain, the diver, said that the sharks were probably planted, and then the governor came later and he's like, yeah, what that guy said. That's the thing.
100% what that dude said.
And it's just, to me, it's outlandish because it's literally a Dr. Evil scheme, right? Let's get highly trained attack sharks.
Yeah. To attack tourism. They gotta know who to differentiate. No military casualties.
Sharks just seem like they would be incredibly difficult to train. How would it work? Are they, so is the GPS, are they remote controlled by the GPS? Like, even the best GPS system can't say, like, find only Egyptians or find only tourists and bite those guys. Like, that's not how GPS works.
Bite their dicks off, too.
And again, like you were just saying, there's got to be a better way to hurt tourism in Egypt than releasing sharks. Maybe or maybe not with freaking laser beams attached to their freaking heads near the Egyptian beach.
Yeah, they could just drop a bunch of stink bombs. That'd be that'd be a million times more effective. It's hot there. It'd stink really bad. But instead they have sharks with freaking laser beams on their freaking heads.
Maybe. Allegedly.
Or barracudas.
I alleged it, so now it's allegedly.
I'm alleging it with you, so I mean we're on the same page.
So Professor Mohammed Hanafi was describing the conspiracy connection to Israel as sad. He's a marine biologist at the Suez Canal University. He pointed out that GPS devices are used by marine biologists to track sharks, not to remote control them. Weird. That is how GPS works. And Egyptian officials suggested that the shark attacks were due to overfishing, illegal feeding, and dumping overboard of sheep carcasses or unusually high water temperatures. So, like, all environmental things, not highly trained attack sharks.
Yeah, shit that's all, like, logical, realistic.
Yeah. And then adjunct professor of political science at the American University in Cairo, Amir Youssef, he wrote that this and other similar conspiracy theories result from a misconception among the Egyptian public that Israel is all-powerful. Youssef wrote, notwithstanding that such allegations have no factual or logical grounds, no one stops to ask why should an Israel facing serious security challenges busy itself with that kind of stuff, i.e. training fucking sharks to attack tourists.
Dude, that's mega important. Mega important.
Way more important than border security or literally anything else.
Especially before Israel was a fucking country, considering they weren't really around.
Well, they weren't blaming the 1827 ones on that. Only the more recent ones are blamed on Israel.
Oh.
Because pre-1973, all the attacks were on the Mediterranean Sea side, it seems. After 1973, that's when they were in the Red Sea. That's when, because the Red Sea has a border in Israel and in Egypt, so that's when they started bringing them over.
The year Egypt became a country, they were like, aha! I knew there was a pattern. Fucking the Jews did.
Those damn Israelites.
God damn it. Oh my god.
Just wait, it gets dumber. So not only are there spy sharks, but there are also now spy dolphins.
Oh, I think that is real, actually. They've tried till the dolphins started raping everybody.
This is literally part of the plot to one of the dumb Barbie movies my daughter watches. Some evil mastermind kidnaps a bunch of dolphins that can communicate with mermaids, and the dolphins are supposed to help turn the mermaids against humanity or some bullshit. I don't know. And marine biologist Barbie has to come in and save the dolphins and save the day, obviously.
Yeah, you don't call Barbie shitty, jerk.
No, I said dumb Barbie movie. The
dumb
movies
Barbie
are dumb.
movie.
Yeah,
that is borderline, even worse than shitty.
Just wait another year till your daughter starts watching Barbie movies.
She loves My Little Pony.
Just wait for the Barbie movies to start coming, because they've got one for every.
Awesome.
They're fine. They're not that. I've seen worse. Going through our list of movies we've watched over the last decade recently, I've definitely seen worse than some of these Barbie movies.
Oh, hell yeah.
2010's movie Superlatives coming soon, too.
Yeah, can't wait for that
one,
too.
The whole decade.
So much to choose from.
So in 2015, Palestinian militants captured a dolphin equipped with arrows that was conducting a spying mission for the Israeli government. They spotted performing suspicious movements off the Gaza coast, carrying a device that could fire arrows at humans, had video cameras and other espionage equipment. And they may, in fact, be robotic dolphins. We don't know yet because they haven't released any information since they captured them.
They cut it open. They're like, oh my god. It's a robotic Jason Bourne.
Oh my god, that's Jason Bourne as a dolphin.
As a fucking dolphin.
Jason Bourne got a dolphin costume.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, going into Is It Possible, this was going to be a lot deeper than it ended up being, but I got taken for a little bit of a ride on this one. One of the articles linked from one of the reputable sources, one of the reputable listicles that I was reading, turned out to be satirical. And it was fucking hilarious.
I bet it was.
And there were points where I'm like, all right, nobody would believe this has got to be satire. Nobody would ever make this up. They linked it to the movie the 1998 shitty Disney movie Prince of Egypt. And I'm like, of course they got to bring Disney into it. No good conspiracy theory doesn't bring Disney into it.
They're in everything. Illuminati, bro.
But having found it didn't say it was satirical until the bottom of the thing. I read through the whole thing. I had all these fucking notes on it. It was going to be great. Then I got there and I had to take out half of the things I wrote because it was a satire. But the dude did I'll have to link that satire article because the dude did a great job of just because you could also feel some of that stuff from these crazy conspiracy theorists, just how they delude themselves. And obviously in the Prince of Egypt, it's about Moses freeing the Jews from Egypt. And so there's a scene where Moses parts the Red Sea, right, and has all the Jews cross it as they're leaving. And as he parts the Red Sea, there's a silhouette of a whale or a shark in the the waves around them, right? I'm assuming no one has ever seen this movie because no one has.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
So that doesn't matter. So there's this silhouette of a shark, and he's like, that was Disney telling us how the Israelites have been training sharks to it because that shark was there to attack the Egyptians following the Jews out of Egypt, so I'm like, so God was the first Jew brainwashing sharks into attacking Egyptians? I got it.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to.
He was fucking there, man.
Yeah.
Water to wine, bread, fish, and sharks.
Fucking
dolphins.
attack sharks. Yeah. But only for the Egyptians.
Dude, he was fucking. He was hard. He was hard as fuck.
But yeah, it's a great. If you enjoyed this, sharks are trained to attack Egyptian tourists, you'll enjoy that trip down satire of what and like it culminated in the dolphins are the masterminds behind the sharks, right? The dolphins are telling the sharks what to do, and the dolphins are being told what to do by the Israelis.
They're like, hey bro, go get that guy.
I put this at 15% believable.
15%?
Yeah.
Dang, you hit me with the 4% the first time.
I have a hard time believing these things, man. But at the same time, I wouldn't put it past like some government to try something stupid like this. But there's no way that there would be any success at training sharks. Now, dolphins can be trained. I don't know that they can be trained to shoot arrows at people.
Yeah,
somehow.
I mean, seriously. I mean,
but
they can
I don't
rape
see how you're
people,
training
though,
a shark. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
You just cover shit in blood all the time. And
Yeah.
somehow you get the dolphins to shoot the arrows so they bleed, and then boom, there
That's
you go.
it.
Attack shark.
That's it.
Dude.
Train the dolphin to shoot the people with the arrows, and then the attack shark is there. The dolphins are the masterminds, man.
Cracking the code.
I really wish that satire article was not true, because obviously it's completely outlandish, but like someone's obvious or like real ramblings about how they think sharks are attacking Egyptian tourism.
They're fucking... These goddamn sharks, they're fucking stealing all my business.
You got any more conspiracy theory? Any little ones that you want to just mention that we didn't talk about?
You know, I'm not gonna spoil the waters of our fantastic conspiracy theories with these low-grade Bush League conspiracy theories.
Well,
I think I'm gonna refrain.
If we get a good response from this, we may come back to it. Like
yeah,
this,
I mean,
this well
we could do
be
a round two
many times.
Yeah. I mean, there's
I have
plenty
no
out
problem
there.
coming back. There's
I
a
had a
lot of
ton of
crazy
fun.
stuff out there. We still got to talk about how Finland is not a country.
Yeah, I really gotta know. We might do a Patreon exclusive of exactly why Finland may or may not be a country.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah, for $1 a
I
month.
fully believe it's not. Yeah, so that's all we got on these conspiracies. If you've got any other conspiracies that we didn't cover that we should try to cover next time, hit us on Twitter at APA something at alone_podcast. There's also the Patreon page, which Nick just mentioned, patreon.com/APA something. Give us your money. We want it. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, give us your money. There's donation links in the description. We want money. Who doesn't, right?
Give us your money.
Period. That's going to be the new sign up. No more stay classy. Give us your money.
Yeah. Or else.
Or get the fuck out. No. Thank you for listening. As always, the music for Podcast About Something is provided by Those Cats. We will have a new logo coming soon as well. We're working on that right now, so that should be cool.
Oh, hell yeah. You guys stay sassy.
Stay classy.